Dipti, and I'm from the Auto Components India magazine. If you can share your story about the journey of 82-volt company as a company, and what were the milestones which you have achieved so far?
Okay. So 82-volt is a EV tech company. We are an end-to-end full stack solution company. We primarily cater to enterprises, as in we start from managing the grid to installing the chargers, working with the chargers, collecting a lot of data while charging happens, then converting all this data into ESG credits for the organization. So end-to-end, we provide solutions. We don't manufacture the charger ourselves because these are very, very high-tech chargers. We create the tech specs based on what India requires, the Indian grid conditions, Indian vehicles, Indian driving patterns, and then we get it manufactured through a German partner of ours. The manufacturing happens anywhere in Asia. So that's about the company. With regards to milestones, we are relatively new. We're less than a year old. We've raised a round of funding, a seed round, which we closed, I think, a month or back, which is slightly more than $500,000. And right now we're talking to a lot of enterprises, the very large ones. I don't want to take any names till the deals close, but that's where we are. We have actually got opportunities in Malaysia, Singapore, and the Middle East for our full stack solution. So with regards to milestones, that's where we are right now.
Okay. Regarding the dot and the dash chargers, if you can shed more light on that.
Yeah. So there are two kinds of chargers, obviously, the AC chargers and the DC chargers. The AC chargers were relatively so-called the slow chargers, but things are changing very fast now. The AC chargers are getting faster and faster. So we have a range starting from 7 kilowatt all the way to 22 kilowatt. Not too many vehicles can accept 22 kilowatt charge right now, but it's getting there. With every new manufacturing cycle, the OEMs are upgrading the capability of the onboard charger. The DC chargers start from a 47 kilowatt, which is a small unit, all the way up to a 360 kilowatt, very, very powerful charger. Not very easy to install, to be honest. You need a lot of power. It pulls a lot of power while it starts charging. So they're meant for large bus fleets or truck fleets. And so far, we've had none installed in India yet. So what we're doing with these chargers is these are very data capable chargers. So there are two very interesting aspects. One is the data capability of the chargers per se. They continuously talk to the vehicle while charging happens, which means at any given point, if charging is not happening in an ideal manner, let's say the battery is heating up a bit, or let's say even peak summer in parts of India, right, when outside temperature is 45, 46 degrees, the vehicle itself is hot, the battery casing is hot, the battery is warmer. So if charging doesn't happen ideally, what the charger can do is reduce the speed of charging or even cut off charging, wait for temperature to cool down and stuff like that. So what we ensure is that we always maintain the battery life. We don't destroy the battery through very aggressive charging. That's the intelligent part of the charger. That's one. Two is today utilization of chargers are very low across India because EV adoption is only starting to pick up. I mean, it's very, very positive in terms of the pace at which it's picking up. But today the EV market doesn't exist much. So utilization of chargers are very, very low. Some of our partners were telling us that the utilization is around 12 minutes, right? That's very, very low. So what we've done is, but yet the infrastructure needs to be set up. So our chargers have a display screen which is capable of advertisements. It's not just advertisements that can be played on the screen. A lot of diagnostics can also be done on the screen. These are touch screens, so you can have interactive ads on them. You can run campaigns. We're trying to talk to a few OEMs saying, hey, run your campaign, EV campaigns on the chargers itself, right? So the screen and the charger are integrated, and which means even when there's something going wrong, you can always use the screen to diagnose the charger in itself. So those are two very interesting aspects about a charger. All our chargers have the screens except the smallest AC charger, which is the dot series. We've named them dot and dash because, taking it after Morse code. And so, yeah.
If you can let us know about the other product offerings and also about the app which you have launched.
Yeah, so our funda is make things easy for an EV owner, right? We, by principle, we are not going to be building an app. Yes, we will work with companies who build apps because we need our chargers to be discovered and found and stuff like that. But we per se, the charging experience, once somebody reaches a charger, there will not be any app that will get used. We want it to be very seamless. Our chargers have a POS on them. They are NFC enabled, so you can tap and pay and charge starting. We're talking to a couple of very large UPI based wallet companies for a full integration with their solutions. So as in, if they open their app, when they have hundreds of millions of users, right? If they open their app, they can just scan the QR code on our charger and the charging will begin once the payment goes through. So we are going to be appless, very seamless. Wherever you find our chargers, you don't have to worry about, oh, I have to sign up, then load my wallet and stuff like that. That's our focus. One. Two is, because these are for enterprises, most of these enterprises will be having a closed user group. So we will be able to whitelist employees at their vehicles so they can charge, which means we can track employee behavior. We can put milestones for employees, a lot of things there, right? So so we will not be building any apps per se, but we have a very strong backend which manages the charging, which collects the data, which pools the data. We are building a data platform so that this data can be monetized, as in new companies wanting to enter India in the EV space. They can look at this data and then design vehicles for the Indian market and stuff like that. So that's the direction we are heading in.
And about the other product offerings, your company
per se, there are no the product offerings. We are a solution company, so everything is tied to a charger. The backend will be tied to a charger. We are working with multiple discovery companies. So technically speaking, most of our charger installations will not be for public charging. It will be for closed user groups like enterprises or fleets. But there are conversations happening for public charging infrastructure as well. In those cases, we'll work with companies who are enabling that for us, which means there'll be an app and stuff like that. But per se, we are offering an entire solution to enterprises, the end-to-end. We will integrate with their existing solutions, be it their mobility solutions, be it their ERP solutions. We will integrate so that all this data flows to them directly. They can manage their employee requirements and stuff like that. So we are probably India's only B2E, B2 enterprise EV charging solution, which includes both the hardware and the software part.
Okay, if you can list few USBs which makes you different from the other players in the market.
So we don't see ourselves as a charger company, right? We don't want to compete with people who are selling chargers. In fact, we want to collaborate. We are open to using any charger as a part of our solution, as long as the charger is data capable, because we have almost 75 data points that we collect from every charging cycle, that is per second. So if you look at it, almost 30,000 data points come to us after every charging cycle. That's what we are counting on. So and there's no point offering this to somebody as raw data, right? So we are building all the apps that can use this data. So we don't want to call ourselves a product company. We are more of a solutions company. Charger is in the middle of our solutioning because the charger enables all this. But apart from that, we are not very focused on working with one charging company or we actually started building our own charging tech and realized to get to a very data capable charger is going to take us 5 years and maybe millions of dollars spent on the R&D, right? So because we had done some work in designing our chargers, we use those tech specs, those the component, the tolerance limits. We understand all that, and we told our design and manufacturing partner, look, this is what we want. So we're getting our chargers made right now, but we'll soon get to assembling it in India or maybe making it more and more in our control. But apart from that, as a standalone products, we don't offer anything apart from the whole solution. People are free to buy our chargers and use them in their own, if you are a small business owner, let's say you have a mall or you have a supermarket, you're free to buy our chargers and use it there. But in that, the chargers are very premium. So I really don't see a lot of that kind of business happening for us. We are mostly B2 enterprise.
And any challenges which you've faced so far or you foresee in near future?
Yeah, plenty of challenges. Firstly, the grid is an issue in many regions, right? We still our power production is increasing, at least almost on a daily basis. There are more new solar energy installations happening, wind energy is picking up, right? But still, there is a lot more to achieve in terms of the grid stability and all that. So before we install a charger anywhere, right, we really need to analyze. There's a feasibility study that happens. whether that location is capable of handling this so much power, extra power. Is there enough parking? Can this charger be protected from nature's fury and stuff like that? So challenges: one, yes, the grid is a challenge. Two would be locations are challenges, because these are very sensitive electronic components. Though they are very, very sturdy and robust, yet a lot of water, of small kind of flooding happens, then it can damage the equipment, right? So the second challenge would be the nature of the site. Third challenge would be people are little, there is still a lot of awareness that needs to be spread among people on how to use chargers. What do you do post charging? What do you do pre-charging? How to handle a gun? So we do hear about damages happening because people try and use it not in the ideal way, and that will happen, and people will pick up or learn with time. It's so early in the ecosystem, it's so early in the journey that you can't blame anyone for it. That's how it is, right? So that's the third challenge. These are the only challenges today per se. As far as chargers, the usage of chargers go, there are not major challenges, except the fact that utilization will be on the lower side in general. Like if you look at certain other countries, average utilization per charger is around 4.5 hours, right? Which is a lot of 1/6 of the day the chargers are being used. Here it is still under half an hour, even if you take best case scenario. So from that point of view, monetizing a charging business is a little difficult today. So for a small CP or a charge point operator, making his livelihood through a charging business alone is some time away, maybe a year away, year and a half away at best. So that's not a challenge for us per se, because we are in the business of enabling CPOs, enabling enterprises to build the charging network. But apart from that, no other challenges.
You said that the manufacturing happens in Germany. Are you planning to set up any plant in India?
Yep. Most likely by end of next year, we will have a assembly plant here in India. Our tech partner is German. Today, the chargers are being manufactured in Vietnam, Taiwan, wherever they have their manufacturing partners. We are looking at them as our design/tech partner. But by end of next year, and it's going to take about 8-10 months even to do the setup of the assembly. But the decision will be taken early next year to set up an assembly in India, most likely somewhere outside Bangalore. So that's going to happen very soon.
Okay. What technological advancements are you adopting in your assembly line? If you can let us know about that.
A little too early. We still just talking to prospective partners for setting up the assembly line. A little too early for that. Okay. Also, I'm not the right guy probably to talk about the advancements in the assembly line. So maybe when the time is right, I can. Yeah.
And if you can tell us about your growth plans for near future.
Okay, so our team is expanding. We are bringing on board a couple of very senior folk from the data sciences and AI industry. So that announcement will come very soon. They'll join by end of this month, before end of this month, which will strengthen our data capability. We think the EV industry itself has to grow on the backbone of data, right? So today things are happening randomly, which is good. In an early stage, you have to hustle to get the momentum up. But after a certain amount of hustling, you need to then start gathering whatever is happening, analyze it, and then the industry will grow more robustly. So we're bringing on a couple of people to head the data side of it. We might end up doing an acquisition very soon of another company in this space itself, where a very hardcore deep tech company which analyzes EV data. So those are two things that we expect to happen in about 60 days, within 60 days from now. Third one is obviously we will close a couple of very large enterprises which will bring up our order book to above 1,000 chargers. We will almost close to very large premium OEMs as well as a charging partner for India. So all this is happening. I think in the next 60 to 90 days, whatever I said will end up happening. Apart from that, we are planning to raise a pre-series A by year end, anywhere from $8 to $10 million. We already had conversations for that as well. We're just waiting to hit milestones in that respect.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time, and it was really nice talking to you. And all the best to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.